Hey everyone, John here from the Four Brewers podcast, and I am back with another beer. And today we are drinking a very, very unusual beer. This is a mustard beer. And yes, you heard me correctly. This is a mustard beer. This is a beer made by Oskar Blues in collaboration with French's Mustard, which is probably the most popular mustard brand in America. And apparently National Mustard Day is August 1st, and so they brewed this beer in collaboration, like I said, with French's Mustard. And this is an actual thing, which is kind of weird. This is a tropical wheat beer brewed with French's Mustard and other natural flavors. 5.2% alcohol by volume. And yeah, it's made with mustard. So let's just jump right in and see what this is all about. Okay, so just so we're all on the same page as to what this beer actually is. This is a wheat beer, like I said. It's made with tropical fruits or flavors. They have an actual homebrew recipe that you can download from mustardbeer.com and brew this yourself, which I find interesting and very cool. It's very inclusive, like you can participate and actually do this yourself. So just to touch on some of the ingredients, malts are pretty standard. It's made with two-row and wheat malt. And the other ingredients are, I'm reading this, lemon puree, passion fruit puree, key lime puree, tangerine puree, and then 3 ounces per gallon of French's mustard. And the purees and the mustard are all added in secondary fermentation, so they're added after the beer actually ferments out in primary. And yeah, it's actually made with mustard, actual mustard. I thought at first maybe it was made with like mustard seed, and so they are kind of getting around using actual mustard, because mustard tends to, it's made with vinegar, and who puts vinegar in beer? Like, that just doesn't make sense. So yeah, let's see what's going on with this. Well, I guess we should look at it first. It's yellow, which is appropriate. I would want this beer to be yellow. Not quite as yellow as mustard. In fact, it's very, very light yellow. Got a nice white head on there. It actually looks very appealing, very hazy, very cloudy. Typical wheat beer, looking. Yeah, let's see what it smells like. This is an unusual beer. So you get like that, actual like malty wheat kind of wheat beer aroma off of it, but you do get this other thing happening with the aroma. And at first it comes off a bit fruity, like you do get some of that tropical fruit coming through. But when you let it sit a little longer and just keep on smelling the beer, and if you think of mustard while you're smelling it, you do start to pick up the notes of the mustard on the nose. Yeah, imagine, again, just do this yourself. Go get some mustard, put it on, like a spoon or something, and just kind of go like this. That's kind of what you get. You just get this essence of mustard, like actual mustard. It's not too vinegary, like you don't smell vinegar, you smell mustard, which should make sense. It's a mustard beer, and they're going all in and saying it's a mustard beer. It's made with French's on the can. So again, it does smell like a beer. You do get, it actually smells really good for what it is. The tropical notes do come through. The fruit does come through very subtly, and the mustard just kind of is laying on top, kind of like a mist on a lake kind of thing. It's very light and subtle, but you can definitely smell it. You can smell the mustard in this. It's kind of weird because typically I put mustard on sandwiches and hot dogs. I don't eat meat, I eat vegan hot dogs, but vegan hot dogs are pretty close to regular cheap hot dogs. And that's what I think of. I think of mustard on a hot dog, which is kind of bizarre because it actually smells mustardy. So let's see what it tastes like. This is an interesting beer. So if you didn't know there was mustard in this beer and you drank it, you would say, is there mustard in this beer? Because it does come through pretty prominently in the flavor. It's not like shocking to your palate or anything. It's more like it's like a mind fuck, basically. You drink beer and you don't think mustard coming through in flavors of the beer, unless I'm missing a style that you might get that essence from, but I don't think you ever pick up mustard as some kind of flavor or aroma in a beer. And like I said, maybe vinegar, but not mustard. And this does come through in the flavor, but it also has complementary notes of those fruits. Those fruits actually come in like they do on the aroma. They're just kind of chilling in the background, but you do get like this refreshing fruit flavor. It's nothing too over the top as far as tropical goes, or citrus or anything like that. It's just kind of balanced, and the mustard just kind of wraps it all up. Yeah, it's definitely a weird beer though. They sold this in 6-packs through Craft Shack. That's how I got it. I didn't know if it was going to be available locally or not, and it was like $20 for a 6-pack. I don't think I can make it through a 6-pack of this. They had, who was it? The chick from American Pie. I forgot her name. Someone showed me an ad in our Discord for 4 Brewers that she did. It was a paid advertisement for this beer, and she's like, mustard is one of my favorite things, and this refreshing beer is perfect on National Mustard Day. It is refreshing. It is, it finishes, like you would want any other nice refreshing, crispy like wheat beer to finish. But again, that mustard on the back end is just bizarre. Like, you don't expect that. It's basically like you ate something with mustard and you can still kind of taste the mustard in your mouth, and you take a swig of beer. That's what it's like. It's like, oh, I just had mustard in my mouth and also some beer at the same time. So it's not like it's super unusual, but you don't expect to taste mustard simply by drinking just a beer. And that's what's weird to me. That's what is like a mind fuck to me. Yeah, it also has kind of a sweet note to it. The body on it's great. The mouth feels great. Again, pretty dry finish, but still fluffy. And I guess the more you drink it, the more you do get used to the mustard. But is mustard something I would add to this beer in a normal scenario? No. I would like to brew this beer without the mustard just to see what it's like, because without the mustard, it tastes like a pretty damn good beer. Or it sounds like a pretty damn good beer. So, in my opinion, this beer is fine. It's worth checking out if you want to pick up a can or get a 6-pack and split it with some friends. Is it something I'd buy on a regular basis? No. It's a great novelty. It's a great promotion for both Oskar Blues and French's, and I think they did a really good job, because I'm talking about it right now, and the beer world's kind of like, what is this weird beer? And for it being an actual mustard beer, I think they pulled it off. They didn't like fake it by adding mustard seed and saying, yeah, we added these ingredients that you would normally add to mustard, but then you just end up getting a beer that doesn't taste like mustard. And who wants that? If you're going to buy a mustard beer, it should taste like mustard, and this beer tastes like mustard, but in a good way. It's like a mustard flavored beer. So I think, again, they did a great job. This beer is worth checking out. And with that said, thanks for watching this video. We'll see you next time.